day. This was Deir al-Balah in central Gaza following an Israeli airstrike. Well, with more on all of this is Saeed Shehata from BBC Arabic. Hi, Saeed. Good to see you. Let's start with those demonstrations in Israel last night. Another outpouring of emotion and grief and frustration from many Israelis. We've seen this week after week in Israel. Is there any sense that these demonstrations are having an impact on Benjamin Netanyahu and Israeli government?
Unfortunately not. Since October 2023, the families of hostages and their supporters going to demonstration every week in order to put pressure on Mr. Netanyahu to have a deal with Hamas. Only 2 deals were done in November 2023, then another one in January this year. And since then, there is nothing happened because Mr. Netanyahu's determination to use force and military might to force Hamas and defeat Hamas and let Hamas to surrender and give up what they have and hand the hostages. But on the other hand, Hamas refusing to do that on the Israeli conditions. So the families of hostages and their support still have hope. And one of them, one of the protesters is the brother of one of the hostages held, said instead of Mr. Netanyahu saving lives, he's sentencing the living hostages to death. In addition to that, he put the lives of the soldier into death in a war, is, as he described it, needless, eternal war, which achieved its military objectives long time ago. So there is no need for this war. So this is a talk from within the people in Israel, and there is more pressure also from the politician in addition to the demonstrators. So Benny Gantz, as was mentioned, the former defense minister, said it's a time for what he called a government of redemption for hostages and service members, mainly the soldiers and people involved from Israel in the Gaza war. And asking this one will be for 6 months, then we'll hold an elections. But after what Mr. Gantz said, Itmar Ben-Gvir, the national security minister, said, it's not Gantz's government. The government of the people they choose is the right wing, and these policies will not accept what he called a surrender deal with Hamas. So he put, doubts on any potential deal to happen with Hamas, not according to the condition of Israel, which is releasing all hostages, no stop-like war, and carrying on the war until you defeat Hamas. And this is contradictory in itself. But this is a position of Mr. Netanyahu, his supporter from the right wing, and he is against everyone else from inside Israel, from around the globe, except the President of the United States, Mr. Trump, who is supporting Mr. Netanyahu all the way. And as far as Mr. Trump is supporting him, military speaking, and what the French President said before, Emmanuel Macron, as far as Americans supporting Israel and the main provider of weapons and also financial support, there is no way for Mr. Netanyahu to give it up, because he believes, Mr. Netanyahu, in defeating Hamas, in using force to release the hostages. So this is the determination of Mr. Netanyahu. So it seems that the protests, the politician calls, will not change his mind for the time being.
And what about the situation in Gaza itself, in terms of more aid getting in, and also what the latest is with people in Gaza City being told to move to the south?
Some people started to flee Gaza City, but others still there because of many problems. Because some of them said if they move to the south, there is no guarantee they will not be targeted or killed. Second, there is some people have mobility problems, so they cannot go there. In addition to that, aid groups and the health officials from Hamas-run Ministry of Health said they are going to stay there to support people who are staying in Gaza City. So there is 11 hospitals left partially functioning out of 18 are in Gaza City. So if they move to the south, how can they treat these people? Because there is some reports coming up from Gaza that some people who are sick from cancer or other diseases are killed or died because of malnutrition. So malnutrition because of the lack of the food. Even there is some trucks going in, there is some airdrops, but it's not helping because United Nations has about 400 centers in Gaza. They are not functioning, only the one who's doing that is the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is backed by the US and Israel, which is controversial, which is not helping because they have few centers. And the UN accusing Israel that they restrict delivering aid or letting aid to go into Gaza, but Israel said no restrictions. So there is this kind of like accusation and counter accusation, but the result is more people are dying. There is more 260 people died from out of hunger, including 112 children. There is more than 1,700 were killed waiting to get aid. There is all in all more than 62,000 people killed in Gaza since the war. So there is calls and pressure and urgent call from everyone in the world, United Nations, international organization, many countries, to put pressure on Mr. Netanyahu to strike a deal. Hamas agreed on a deal last Monday, which is a partial deal, with letting 10 out of 20 living hostages to be released and 18 of the dead bodies out of 30 in return for more aid and stopping the hostilities. But Mr. Netanyahu refused that. He wanted to take all the hostages at one stage without giving any concession to Hamas. Hamas will not accept to surrender in this way because it is the strongest card in the hands of Hamas, the hostages. If they hand them without any guarantee, the war will end, or the permanent future of Gaza after 60 days temporary truce, they will not accept that.
Okay, Saeed, thank you.